So a very good afternoon here from Drayton Manor Resort, where I'm here to check out their brand new event for 2023, Coronation Street Party. And of course this event celebrates the King's coronation and it runs over 3 different days here at the resort. And those days include Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and on each of those different days there'll be different tribute acts. And on the Saturday, the day that I'm recording this video, it's an Ed Sheeran tribute, so we'll check that out a little bit later on in the vlog. Alongside that, rides are open until dusk. What that means, the opening hours here at Drayton Manor during this event are 10:30 right through until 9 PM. So that means not necessarily some night rides, but some sunset rides on thrill rides such as Maelstrom, Accelerator, Shockwave and all the different rides over in Vikings, which is great to see. Alongside that, we've also got fireworks shows to end the night down here at Drayton Manor at 9 PM. And now while the rides on the website do say that they shut at 9 PM, they shut at 8 PM to allow for some preparations in order for the fireworks spectacular at the end of the day. But with all that said, join me here from Drayton Manor for their brand new event, Coronation Street 2023, not the show on ITV, but the Coronation Street Party down here at Drayton Manor. And I think I'm going to start my day off, well, my evening down here at Drayton Manor with a ride on Stormforce 10. It's raining already, so how much wetter can I get? Let's head over. And yeah, while this event is called the Coronation Street Party, unfortunately you won't be seeing Ken Barlow ride Shockwave, which is very unfortunate. But with all that said, let's head over to Stormforce 10. You may get soaked, but you will get wet. That's a guarantee. Down here in Adventure Cove then, and my first ride of the evening is going to be Stormforce 10. Now you must think I'm crazy, however in my last vlog at Drayton Manor on opening day, I said I was going to head on this and I was really passionate about going on it, but it closed down right before I went, which I was gutted to be honest. Even though it was cold, I really did want to get back on it. So today I've come back with a fresh mind and I want to go on it. I want to go on it, even though it's cloudy and it was just raining. I'm still going to get on it. I've got my poncho ready. So we'll see how wet we'll get on Stormforce 10 in 2023. But I'll tell you what, for an attraction that's over 20 years old, it is looking in really good nick. Like they've painted up all these railings just here, all the concrete trough as well has been painted up, these fountains as well, all a nice vibrant blue and the purple on the railings. It does look really nice. But with all that said, let's get in the queue for Stormforce 10. But to be honest, I don't think it'll really have much of a queue on this cloudy day down here at Drayton Manor, celebrating the King's coronation. Yeah, the Stormforce 10 queue is really well done. Probably one of the best themed queues in the UK, to be honest. But yeah, it used to be sponsored by the RNLI. And yeah, for every ride on Stormforce 10, they actually used to donate 1p to the RNLI. That's a fun little fact for you. He's not doing his knitting anymore. He didn't tell the story anymore. Look, he don't work. Look, it's a storm since 1888 or something, he used to say. Yeah, he's not doing his knitting anymore, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, you can go past. Yeah, he's not doing his knitting. That's a shame. Ah, no more storms since 1888 now. Well, that's a bit of a shame. No more knitting. Hashtag no more knitting. But yeah, they've done a lot. I've painted all these up as well, which look good. Yeah, I haven't been in this queue for a while. It feels like quite a while since I've been on Stormforce 10, so it's great to get back on it. But all this theming nowadays, you probably wouldn't see, is the attention to detail with Stormforce 10. Like all this on the wall. I know it's looking a bit dated, but all this like seaweed on the wall. It's those little things that make Stormforce 10 queue line what it is. I think it's probably the best themed queue line in the UK, to be honest. Could do some probably painting work, but overall the theming that they've got in here is really, really good. We'll head up here in the stairs. Let's have a little look. Yeah, see in here, got all the fireplace, looks really nice. It used to smell of cleaning products in here. It really did, like stunk of like bleach. And that's because they've got like a cupboard here, and that's where they keep all the cleaning products. So yeah, who's hanging there washing in the Stormforce 10 queue line? 60 minutes from this point, oh 30 minutes, sorry, from this point. And yeah, from the Stormforce 10 queue line, you get a nice view out towards Drayton Manor. Still got the old branding on the boats, I missed that logo. Has a lot of nostalgia. But yeah, most of the stuff, to be honest, has changed here at Drayton Manor in terms of the logo and the refresh that they did. All the signs of the main entrance and everything like that. All the websites had a complete refresh as well, which is for the better. Things have got to move on. But yeah, it looks like no queue for Stormforce 10. So let's get on and let's get soaked. So there we go, I've just had an absolute soaking on Stormforce 10, but there was no knitting unfortunately by himself. No knitting on Stormforce 10 anymore. If you've been coming Drayton Manor for a good few years, you'll get that little joke. But yeah, had a nice ride on Stormforce 10. It does get you absolutely soaked. However, I do have to admit, I cheated. I wore a poncho. There's no way I'm getting wet, staying to Drayton Manor till 9 PM and watching fireworks when I'm soaking wet. However, I still did get wet not particularly on my body, but my feet, I got really, really wet. And do you know why? Well, essentially, it's not because of the 3 different drops, it's because on the lip tilt of the final drop, and then before you go into like the little dip and head around the trough into the final drop, well actually when it dives into that trough at the top of the lip hill, it gets loads of water in the boat, gushes in the water. So my feet are absolutely soaked. I hate having wet feet. I say I hate, I don't really mind as long as I'm on a roller coaster. And talking of roller coasters, I'm going to head on Shockwave next. It's not B&M, it may look like B&M track, but it's manufactured by Intamin and it opened here in the year 1994. Actually, it's lucky that I went on Stormforce 10 when I did, because water rides here at Drayton Manor during late night riding, so that's 10:30 until 9 PM. Water rides such as River Rapids, Stormforce 10 and also Thomasland, they shut a little bit earlier at 5:30 just because of safety regulations and because of course little kids probably go home before 5:30, therefore Thomasland just shut a little bit earlier on. But with all that said, next up it's time to head on the main roller coaster down here at Drayton Manor. It's time for Shockwave. It's time for a ride on Shockwave. Opened back in 1994, manufactured of course by Intamin, even though it has the very deceiving box style track that B&M use on their rides today. But yeah, it's nice to get out of the rain on the inside station of Shockwave, which looks a bit like a shed. Yeah, look at this. Anyone home? It's an inside shed here in Shockwave. But yeah, unfortunately no Shockwave today. No soundtrack, everyone, which is a bit unfortunate. Used to like the Shockwave station in here. It's actually quite temperamental having the soundtrack on in here. Sometimes it's radio music, sometimes it's rave music. You never know what you get here on Shockwave. It's like the national lottery. But yeah, we'll head up. I think I'll queue for front row for this one as well, because I don't think it's got any queue here in the station. But yeah, it's nice to get out of the rain as well. It's always great to get back on Shockwave, and also had a quick ride there on Maelstrom. 2 fantastic thrill rides down here in Adventure Cove, and yeah, Shockwave running really well. Queued for front row, and probably the smoothest ride I've had on there for a long time. And if the rumours are true that sit-down trains will be coming on Shockwave, I think it will totally take away from the ride experience. However, Drayton Manor are moving towards more of a family park now, so I'd understand why they would do it. However, it just ruins the experience for me, especially with it being the only stand-up coaster here in the UK and one of 2 in Europe. Also had a quick ride there on Maelstrom, walked straight on, and yeah, fantastic gyro swing, Intamin gyro swing. And yeah, it was a good ride really, not really much to say about Maelstrom. It runs the perfect, like, you know, cycle length. It's not too long and it's not too short, it's perfect. It didn't go on for a long time, it becomes a bit mundane. It's nice and thrilling as well, which is great to see. And they've also had that new platform installed and also the new exit ramp, which I mentioned in the opening day vlog. But with all that said, I'm going to head around to Accelerator next and go and check out the stage where the tribute of Ed Sheeran will be playing a little bit later on, and also go and check out the construction towards Apocalypse, or what remains of it. Ladies and gentlemen, just by Accelerator, we've got Ed Sheeran, the real thing, everyone. It's the real thing. Don't say anything else in the comments. It's the real Ed Sheeran playing here at Drayton Manor. £20 a ticket for the evening ticket. And he's here playing right in front of Accelerator, just there, on this nice new stage for 2023 actually. It was nice to see Drayton Manor get something permanent, but for now it looks quite good with all the Union Jacks around there and also the flags to the side. But in the next few minutes I'll give you a few highlights of Ed Sheeran. It's the real thing, everyone.
Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hand. Said, baby, I just wanna dance. I met her on Grafton Street, outside of the bar. She had a cigarette with me while I played the guitar. She asked me, what does it mean? You get a kink when you're on. My pretty little Galway girl. My Galway girl. Galway girl. Na Galway girl. It is the only thing that I know. We keep this love in a photograph. we make these memories for ourselves.
So you've seen some footage there from the Ed Sheeran tribute. I say tribute, that's the real thing, honestly. That was the real Ed Sheeran. He's on his way to Alton Towers for his next tour, but yeah, he just thought he'd stop at Drayton Manor, do a quick gig, and then jet off to Alton Towers and stay in the Smiley Room. But yeah, all jokes aside, he was a really good guy, honestly. His singing was fantastic, he plays the guitar really well, and he even looks a bit like Ed Sheeran as well. I'm sure I'll capture some footage a little bit later on, just before the fireworks, for all you Ed Sheeran's fans out there. But behind me, something very exciting is coming to Drayton Manor. However, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on in the vlog, and before that I'm going to head to her ladyships herself. It's time to head to the Drayton Vicarage. It's time to visit the scariest place under one roof, and yeah, this operates on a 15-minute cycle, so you've basically got to wait 15 minutes from when the last group went in. And it's here at the Haunting, very creepy and atmospheric in this area of the park. And yeah, it's a Vekoma madhouse, similar to the likes of Hex, but on a smaller scale, down here at Drayton Manor. Right, let's head in and see if we can see any paranormal activity. For all you eagle-eyed Drayton Manor fans, then you would have noticed that they've covered up the old Drayton Manor logo there, put like a green sticker over it. So there you go, that was really what remained of the old logo down here, except from what's on the Stormforce 10 boats. But really, if they're not going to use this anymore, they should probably rip it out, to be honest, and carry this fencing around. But it looks alright for now, but it really doesn't go with Drayton Manor's sort of rebrand. There we go. It just looks a bit, you know, a little bit tacky there, but hopefully that will go down in the future. I think it's going to be a bit of a sort of tricky one to get rid of, because it's going into the Accelerator ride area there, so I'm sure they'll do that in the future. Yeah, I think I'm going to head into Vikings next, get a ride on Thor. Unfortunately today, Loki is experiencing a few technical delays. There's Accelerator, yeah, it's experiencing a few technical delays, so I won't be getting on that. And to be honest, I think Loki's more of a ride that's just nice to look at. It doesn't particularly ride well, in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of the Zamperla Nebulous. I think they look cool, but they don't ride particularly well, nor are they thrilling, to be honest. But yeah, we're heading to Vikings next. Take a little look in here. So yeah, it was only a few weeks ago that I was down here at Drayton reporting that there'd been a lot of construction, or deconstruction rather, on this site, and there was like a temporary construction fence. Well, that's all come down, and a permanent wooden fence has been put into place here. Well, I say permanent, for the foreseeable future, until the brand new thrill coaster opens down here at Drayton Manor in 2024. I mean, these construction walls at theme parks, UK theme parks recently, have been a trend. I mean, Thorpe Park, Project Exodus, construction walls. Nemesis at Alton Towers, construction walls. Drayton Manor, you guessed it, construction walls. But yeah, a lot's happening behind this construction wall, ready for the new coaster opening in 2024. And yeah, they've painted it up brown, which is quite nice, but it's quite hard to actually build a construction wall here because it's sort of on a slope, so they've had to sort of slope it. But yeah, there we go. Let's quickly look in the construction site, and that's what remains of Apocalypse, everyone. And that is where Apocalypse used to be. They've still got the block paving where you headed up, and then this is, if I zoom in there, that's where you had the two staircases for sit down and stand up, and then you had the huge 54-metre drop tower standing up there at Drayton Manor. I mean, I miss it every day, honestly. The best drop tower in the UK and one of the best in the worldwide. But yeah, if I pan there to the right, that's where a Pandemonium used to be. It was a debatable Pandemonium, but I really enjoyed it. It has a lot of memories for me as well. But yeah, you can see a mount of dirt there, all stacked up. But yeah, this is going to be the new site for the new coaster for 2024 coming to the park. I mean, these past few years, it's really been a strong year for Drayton, these past few years, strong years. Of course, this year we had the new addition over in Thomasland, which is of course Thomas and Percy's Submarine Splash. And if you haven't already, go and check out that vlog where we review the new Thomasland ride. And yes, I did go on it. I did brave the drop and release the curse. Not release the curse, that's at Chesington. I did brave the drop though on that fun little water ride. Go and check it out, quite a funny vlog from Thomasland. But yeah, this is the construction for Apocalypse. If I pan there to the left, all that site will also be used there, which used to be toilet facilities up there and the old fish and chip shop many years back. But yeah, it's a huge space that Drayton Manor have to play with here. So I'm excited to see what comes in the future. Family thrill coaster, I put it out there. I believe this is going to be potentially a double family thrill launch coaster manufactured by Intamin or potentially Zamperla. We know Drayton Manor like to use Zamperla. I've had many deals with them in the past, such as Vikings, 2 Zamperla rides in there. But yeah, it's exciting times for Drayton. I'll be down here reporting it and doing construction updates throughout its construction time. But at the minute, not really much is happening, and I'm sure over the next few months we'll see some branding go up on these construction walls. But with all that said, I'm going to head back down, potentially go in Vikings and take a quick look at all the lighting and all the rides in there, or potentially head back on Shockwave. I'm not too sure. We'll head down here and see what the day takes us. While it may not be the nicest day down here at Drayton Manor, and it has been spitting throughout the day, Vikings always looks good. Rain, sunshine, sleet, hail or snow. It's a fantastic area, the newest area to Drayton Manor. I was about to say newest rides, but it's not, because Thomas and Percy's Submarine Splash is the newest ride here to Drayton Manor for 2023. Go and check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, there's 4 different rides to experience in this area of the park. Loki, Thor, Sleipnir, and also Jormungandr. I think I actually pronounced them all right, so I should get a medal for that. Unfortunately, the little pond feature here isn't working, which is a bit of a shame. But nonetheless, Thor always looks great. And the great thing about this area is they've got loads of permanent lighting around, which is great to see, like these up here, and yeah, all these red and blue lights, which are located just down here. You can't really see them in the minute, but I'll come back in just before the fireworks, or potentially after them, and sort of see how this area looks in the night, because I think it'll look quite good. They've got like blue and red lighting reflecting on the Thor track just there. By the way, Thor's not a coaster credit, by the way. But yeah, this area looks really nice. 2022 addition to the park. Unfortunately, Loki won't be open today. Hasn't been open all day, experiencing a few technical delays. But yeah, I think these are better to look at rather than ride. I've never been really a big fan of this since I rode it back in 2022. It's an alright ride. It's cooler to look at than go on. But the sign does look cool there. And you've got all the seating around here as well. It's just a generally really nice area. All the flooring's done really nicely as well. And Sleipnir, the little horse ride with theming around as well. And you've got the main Drayton Manor Resort chair just there as well. If this is the level of standard that Drayton Manor are doing nowadays, then I can't wait to see what the new coaster has in store for us in 2024. I've just seen this guy, literally, I didn't catch it on camera unfortunately, on his little speedboat, speeding onto the little platform, and that's actually where they set off all the fireworks. And you stand, of course, just over there by Fun Foods and watch it over the platform as the fireworks are let off just here. And yeah, I assume he's going to set it up. Good job they've given him a speedboat so you don't have to swim, which is quite good. Imagine swimming across there, fixing all the fireworks and swimming back. I mean, that would be dedicated to your job, wouldn't it? But yeah, literally comes out on a speedboat, fixes all the fireworks and gets them ready for later on. Now, rides shut at 8 PM, all rides, that includes Vikings as well, and gives it an hour for them to set up for fireworks and get ready. And then the fireworks go off at 9, and then the park closes. But yeah, as I said earlier, all these permanent lighting around here. Can't wait to see how this looks in the dark. Always love a good Zamperla disco. Coaster, not a coaster by the way, just the name of the ride by Zamperla. Very nice, get a nice little pop of air time on the middle hill as well. So yeah, just had a nice re-ride over on Shockwave, 0-minute queue, straight through, mid-train ride, and yeah, a little bit jolty through some of the transitions, especially the 0G roll and that. But nonetheless, it's always a good ride on Shockwave, but don't be fooled, it's not manufactured by B&M, it's manufactured by Intamin, that looks like B&M track. Also managed to get a nice ride on the Zamperla Disco Coaster down here in Vikings. Thor, of course, this beautiful track behind me. Hashtag, it's not a coaster cred, let me know your thoughts. Do you class it as a cred? In my opinion, it's not a cred, but it's great to see so much permanent lighting in this area of the park. Just behind me there, you see the blue and red lights all around the Vikings area as well, which is great to see. Permanent lighting. Alton Towers take some notes. With all that said, it's just gone 8 o'clock and we're going to head down to the main plaza when the real Ed Sheeran is playing and sort of wait around for the fireworks display a little bit later on. That goes for Icon and Pleasure Beach. Such a beautiful ride, silky smooth, I mean, even he agrees, it's beautiful. But yeah, plenty of entertainment down here at Drayton Manor for 2023 coronation event, not Coronation Street, coronation event for you Coronation Street fans out there. Plenty of tunes, loads of people surrounding here. It's a great atmosphere down here at Drayton Manor. One of the greatest atmospheres I've seen at the park all day. It's been dead quiet today, so it's great to see so many people gathered, waiting around for the fireworks, and it's the build-up, the anticipation of waiting for the fireworks display. The DJ's playing some bangers out there, bangers and mash. He's playing some great songs and tunes, getting everyone hyped and ready for the fireworks display in only a few minutes now.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, don't try and get out of it now just because they're all listening. Well, at least they are listening, which is more than you ever do.
Leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity.
So there we go, I'll wrap up my day down here from Drayton Manor on the main car park, and I've got to say that fireworks show was really good. They had it all timed to the music, the best of British music soundtrack on there. That was actually done in-house by Drayton Manor, so hats off to the team. I think Ross or Bob, I think his name is, I don't know, but someone in-house did that soundtrack and it sounds really good, merging all the best of Britain's music. And the fireworks was fantastic really. Drayton Manor always do a good event with their fireworks. We saw it last year when they did it for their Halloween event as well. Did it really well, and this year is no different. About a 10-minute show on there. You've seen some highlights on the footage, and to be honest, the camera doesn't do it any justice at all. You've got to come and see these in person. At the time of watching this event will be over, unfortunately. However, definitely, if they're doing a fireworks event here at Drayton Manor, you won't be disappointed. They'll probably be doing one later down the line in Halloween sort of time, so definitely come and check it out. But overall, it's been a good day down here at Drayton Manor. Minimal queue times. It's been fantastic, really. You can't fault it. Over the past few days and weeks, I've been coming to Drayton Manor, and I haven't had a bad visit so far, honestly. One of my favourite theme parks in the UK. Really well maintained, really well kept, and constant investment by the Looping Group. If you haven't already, go and check out the other vlog here on the channel from Drayton Manor, checking out Thomas Land and the brand new ride in that area. But with all that said, if you did enjoy the video, do consider subscribing. Plenty more videos on the way for you. And with all that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.